TVPS students. I'm Nilima Kelkhura, your science teacher. Students, I just hope you all are well and you are taking good care of your health by eating good healthy food and by staying at home. Students, earlier I used to post videos from YouTube, but from now on I'll be posting videos where I'll be teaching you chapter wise according to the syllabus. Students, let us start with the chapter 1, Organization in Living Things. Now students, you might have seen the construction of a building. Each building is made up of many bricks and each brick represents the unit of a house. Even our body is made up of basic units. Our body is made up of millions of basic units coming together. Now, cell is actually the basic unit, or we can say the smallest structural and functional unit of all living organisms. Now comes tissue. Tissue is a group of cells that are similar in structure, work together to perform a particular function. For instance, a human nervous tissue has nerve cells or neurons that are same structurally and functionally. Now comes organ. Tissues, they organize to form organs, and organ system, organs further they organize to form organ system, and then organ system they further organize to form organisms. So this is the level of organization in living things. Cells, they group together or they organize to form tissues. Tissues, they organize to form organs. Organs, they organize to form organ system, and then organ system they organize to form organism. Now comes plant tissues. Plant tissue is divided into meristematic and permanent tissues. Meristematic cells are the type of cells that keep on dividing themselves, but permanent cells, their cells, they do not divide. Now let's see the structure of the meristematic cell. Meristematic cells, they are densely packed and they have nucleus at the center, one large nucleus at the center, and abundant cytoplasm. This is nucleus. This is cytoplasm. Now, the cells of meristematic tissues are similar in structure and have thin cellulose cell walls. The meristematic cells, they can be oval, spherical, polygonal or rectangular in shape. Now the meristematic cells are compactly arranged like this. They do not contain any intercellular spaces between them. See, there is no spaces between them and they are densely packed. Now the meristematic cell contains few vacuoles and they do not have vacuoles at all. Now meristematic cells, they are actually the growth tissues that are found at the growing region of the plant. For example, at the tip of the stem, at the tip of roots, etc. And these meristematic tissues, they again further divided into three types: apical meristems, lateral meristems, intercalary meristems. Now just let us see this apical meristems. Apical meristems, they are mainly found at the growing tips. Just now I told you, at the growing tips, for example, shoot and root apex. Suppose this is stem and they are found at the tip of the stem or at the tip of the roots. Now comes lateral meristems. Lateral meristems, they are found beneath the bark, also called cork cambium, and in vascular bundles of dicot roots and stems. They occur in thin layers, and cambium is the region which is responsible for growth in thickness. They grow in horizontal. Now see the plant, they either grow vertical or horizontal. Growth in vertical is apical, and growth in horizontal is lateral. Now comes intercalary meristem. Intercalary meristems, they are found at the nodes. See, this is sugarcane. Suppose this, you must have seen sugarcane plant. So these are the nodes, internodes. So these meristems, these type of tissues, they are found at the nodes of the plant, or beneath the, or at the base of the leaves. They are found here. Now comes the functions of meristematic tissues, or we can say growth tissues. The first function of the meristematic tissue is meristematic tissue act as a parent tissue from which other tissues develop. Just now I told you that these cells, they keep on dividing themselves. So they the meristematic tissue, they act as a parent tissue, and then from which other tissues they develop. Now these tissues, they take part in growth by formation of new cells. Thirdly, that with the help of meristems, plants continue to produce new leaves, branches of stem, and root, flowers, fruits, and root hairs. The place of injury in plants is healed up by the formation of new cells by meristems. Let us discuss permanent tissue. Permanent tissue are the types of tissue which has lost its ability to divide. Now it has got two types: simple permanent tissue, complex permanent tissue. Now simple permanent tissue are those tissues which are made up of only one type of cell. Complex permanent tissue are the types of tissue which are made up of more than one type of cell. Now let us discuss simple permanent tissue. It has got three types: parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Again, parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Now let us take parenchyma first. These are the parenchyma cells. Now these cells, they can be oval, round, polygonal, or elongated in shape. And they have intercellular spaces between the cells, and they have one large distinct nucleus, you can see this, and a large central vacuole. They have cytoplasm, and they have got thin walls, cell walls, which makes them very soft. Now these tissues are found throughout the plant body, and they are also known as filler tissue. Why they are called filler tissue? This is because they mostly fill the space between the other tissue. Now the functions of parenchyma tissue is that these tissues not only fill the space, they also have lots of functions depending upon the place they are in. For instance, they take part in photosynthesis. Why? Because since they are present in all the parts of the body, so they contain chloroplast. Now, we can also find parenchyma tissue in the pulp of fruits. They store fruit sugar and starch. The third function of this parenchyma tissue is that they help in floating the plants. Like since parenchyma cells have large intercellular spaces between the cells, these are usually filled with air, which helps in keeping the plant afloat. Collenchyma cells. Now collenchyma cells are the living cells, and their cell structure is like this, and they are somehow similar to parenchyma cells, but the only difference is that they have their cell walls are thickened at the corners, and they are mainly responsible for flexibility and mechanical support. Because of the mechanical support and this flexibility, they provide plants that can withstand things like heavy rain and winds. We can find collenchyma cells or collenchyma tissues in the places like stalk of the leaves and flowers. If we see the cells of collenchyma, you can see here, they look just like parenchyma, and plus the cells are arranged compactly with no intercellular spaces. You can see here. Now the function of collenchyma is to carry out photosynthesis, and the second function is they give mechanical support to the plant. Then comes sclerenchyma. Now sclerenchyma are the dead cells. Here this is the cell structure of sclerenchyma. These are the cells of sclerenchyma, and they do not have nucleus and cytoplasm. They have just empty lumen here, and their cell wall is very thick, and unlike the other two types of tissues, this sclerenchyma is completely made up of dead cells, and they have very heavily thickened cell wall, and this makes them very hard. That's why their main function is to provide mechanical strength. And you can find sclerenchyma in the hard shell of nuts and husk of coconut.